My camera battery. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know how many times I have recorded and deleted this video because I don't know. I have so many books to show you guys, and I am so grateful that I get book mails from publishers because looking at my Instagram engagement right now, it's not looking too hot. We are going to talk about some new books, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Got myself another classics, Penguin Classics. It's the picture of Dorian Gray, and I actually didn't want to get this edition. I wanted to get the Penguin Cloudbound edition, despite the fact that they don't really last well. The front cover kind of fades away. I have like 4 of them. It's like a waste of money, but still it looks pretty. It looks really aesthetic. All that black and white, it looks gorgeous, but unfortunately it also costs a lot of delivery charges. So yeah, anyway, moving on. So the next is not a classic. It is a fantasy that was sent to me by Penguin. It's called Of Jade and Dragons. This is about a girl whose father gets murdered, I believe. And now who they like the people who murdered her father, they are threatening her family. And so what happens is that she has to join this competition in order to get revenge. Yeah. So the next book is another fantasy book. It's The Undermining of Twyla and Frank. I actually would suggest, if you do pick this book up, this is like a would I say it's cozy? It's marketed as a cozy, but I am unsure if I would just go ahead and say it. It's like a friends to lovers rom-com, and it's also fantasy. There's dragons and everything else, and the protagonists are also middle-aged, if which is always a welcome change to read about. You do pick this book up, read the first book in this series. I think this could be read as a standalone, but I haven't started reading it, so I cannot be sure if you would be confused or not. Like I said, if you want to read this book, I would recommend reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. Next up, we have a horror slasher. Is that how I should say it? Slasher. Anyway, so this is like the book is called The Blonde Dies First. It's by Joel Wellington. I love the author's debut. Why am I so unsure about everything? So I love the author's debut, and I forgot what's the name of the book. I only remember the cover. It's like it was a young adult thriller, and this is like more on the side of slasher. And this is not the finished copy. This is a advanced copy, and it was sent to me by Penguin. And I do love watching slashers, not so much as reading them, but when I got asked if you would like to read this by the publisher, I said yes, because like I said, I loved her previous book. And yeah, so next up is a book which I have already read, like in digital form, but you know, like some books you love so much, you read them in one format, but you need to have like a physical copy. So yeah, it's this book, Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's a marriage of convenience paranormal romance between a vampire and a werewolf, and there's a whole lot of KNOTTING. Not a whole lot, actually. It's pretty tame, like considering Ali Hazelwood's other book, which I not in love right? That's the name of the book. Like, it's like I have amnesia or something. I think it's called Not in Love. I can't even see the book on my bookshelf, but I think it's called Not in Love. So it's not as steamy as that. But this is really good. I believe I was pleasantly surprised because I love reading this so much that yeah, I had to get myself a physical copy of it. So if you have read it, let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. So I do read romance a lot. So if you like stay subscribed to this channel, you will probably see a lot more romance on here. The next book I received from the publisher is Collide. It's a sports romance, and that's all I know about it. Also, that it has skating set in college. That's it. Those are all the things I know. But yeah, I am optimistic. I would love this because I don't generally hate sports romance. That's why. That's why I'm optimistic. I would love it because I don't hate sports romance. I don't love them really, but I don't hate them either. Next up is a ooh, I was about to hit myself with this. So next up we have is another classic. As you can see, it's still in its packaging. I didn't have the heart to open it because like I'm not going to start reading it right now, and it just looks so pretty and clean. I didn't want to open it, and yeah, I'm not going to open it like for 2 months at least, because I'm not going to probably pick this up in the next few months. Anyway, this is Jane Eyre. It is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I This is my second Everyman's Library. I believe that's what these editions are called. Everyman's Library editions. These have been on my wish list for quite a while now. I actually wanted to get the used copy, but whenever I actually have free time, whenever I go and check out the accounts that sell these used books, they always sell out. And like, granted, I know why they sell out. These are pretty popular, but yeah, so I had to get a new edition. The next book is The Friend Zone Experiment. It is, how should I describe this? I should describe it as Succession, but it's not that toxic. Succession meets any romance book because this has second chance romance. So the main character is basically like, imagine Shiv, and her dad is like owns one of the biggest conglomerates in Southeast Asia. And he calls her up one day and just tells her that I want you to be my next CEO of this company. And yeah, you know what happens, because like I said, because this is Succession, so this person has brothers, and they are also, I assume, in the running, and there will be major drama. But in here we also have some romance because her first love comes back on the scene, and like he also has a he wants to take revenge on her family for some reason. So yeah, this is A Song to Drown Rivers. I absolutely love Anne Liang's books, and I literally don't know anything about this book, like nothing at all. But Anne Liang's books have never let me down. Her previous three books were young adult contemporaries, and this is her first fantasy, I believe. So, yeah, that's all I know about it, that this is a fantasy, and I don't need to know anything else. This is Sleep Like Death. This is a Snow White retelling, and I absolutely love her books. So this is a copy which was sent to me by the US publisher, and This is an advanced copy, not a finished copy. So anyway, it's so shiny. My God. Okay. So I also believe that this is sapphic. But I have to check. Yeah, if you do like reading retellings, then definitely pick this book up. So the next book is a fantasy. It's called Between Dragons and Their Wrath. This was sent to me by Orbit Books, and I love that there are dragons. I think these are dragons. Anything with dragons, I love absolutely. So yeah, you don't need to tell me anything else. Also, Orbit Books, they are one of my favorite fantasy publishers. So anything, almost anything they acquire, I know I'm going to love. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. Another Orbit Books, and let's look at this gorgeous cover. I I like immediately added it to my TBR when I saw the cover reveal on Twitter. No, I will not be saying it X. No. So when I saw it on Twitter/X, I was on board. You didn't have to tell me anything. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know what this book is about. I don't know nothing. So I only know that this has a cover that left my jaw on the fucking floor, and I still haven't been able to pick up. Um, like, wow, this is gorgeous. This is stunning. She's a stunner. She's a moment. Next book I have to show you is The Eyes Are the Best Part. You guys, how many times have I showed this book? Because, like I said at the beginning of the video, that I literally filmed this book mail video so many times. I also filmed book mail reels. So if you have already seen this on IG, I'm sorry. That's yeah. They also sent me a bag, which is super cute. But yeah, this is this book is basically about supporting women's wrongs as well as their rights, and I can't wait to start this. This sounds even unhinged. This looks unhinged. So I'm so ready for this. Yeah. So that's it. That's all you need to know, supporting women's rights as well as women's wrongs. Next book is another Orbit book. And what did I say? The cover is covering. Literally, I want to bow down to these cover artists who created these beauties. Just, I can't stop looking at these covers. So this book, I'm just going to put this down because I cannot hold it anymore. It's so heavy. This book is about the protagonist being in their villain era, and just the tagline of the book says, "A story for anyone who has ever fallen for the villain." That's all I needed to know, and that the cover is gorgeous as if. That's it. And yeah. Also, you have probably noticed it. I don't know. Lee Bardugo and Holly Black blurbed it. So Lee Bardugo says audacious and supremely satisfying. Holly Black says one word, brilliant. Do we need anything else? Do we need anything else? Because there are other authors here singing praises of the book as well. I don't need anything else to convince myself. This book up is a book that has been on my TBR for quite a while now. Actually, I like the US edition of it was on my TBR, but unfortunately, I don't have that much money to buy the US edition, so I just waited all this time for the price to come down, because sometimes it does. uh, Anyway, it didn't. So this was much, much, much cheaper, and yeah, I got it. So it's Against the Loveless World by Susan Abuhawa. It's about Nar, who is sitting in an Israeli prison, and it's like someone calls her, many people call her a terrorist, while others call her a revolutionary, a hero. But the truth is much more complicated. She was named for the river her mother crossed when she fled Israel's invasion of Palestine and grew up into a girl who carried in her bones the desperation of being a refugee. She was a woman who went to Palestine and found books, friends, politics, and a purpose. Nar sits in her cell and tells her story. It just sounds absolutely haunting. I am really looking forward to reading this book. So, the next book is another classic. This is another Everyman's Library edition. So, I have two now. This is my first Dostoevsky. Never mind. So this is a Crime and Punishment, and yeah, that's it. Like I said, this is my first Dostoevsky. Yes, I have watched some YouTube videos about it, but like those, my brain has promptly erased them because I haven't read this book. So obviously I don't require that information. So that's it. All I know is the name and that it has been talked to death and coded to death on my feed, and I want to see what is up. I really hope I don't end up being disappointed because, yeah, I spend money on this. I would like very much for to not be disappointed because that hurts. That hurts when you spend money on something and it ends up disappointing you. Forgot about these books. Okay, so the next book I have is another. No, it's not a fantasy. It's a historical fiction. If you liked books like Circe, Children of Blood and Bone, She Who Became the Sun, then definitely check out this book. I mean, even if you didn't love or read those books, you should check this book out because it is so good. Um, like, it's really a shame I haven't heard more people talk about it. This is, to describe it well, I would say this is kind of inspired by a Nigerian um, version of the Hades Persephone myth. And like the protagonist is a morally gray character, and there is like a romance, but it's the story isn't focused on the romance. So yeah, definitely read this if you want something. Well, if you love reading mythology books, and I have seen so many Greek mythology. I always see Greek mythology recommendations. So definitely check this out. This is based on Nigerian mythology. And yeah, definitely look at the cover as well. I mean, so the next book, it was sent to me by the author, who I'm so thankful to. Thank you. So this is For Eads and a Funeral, and it's a YA contemporary. This is written by Farida Abike Imide and Adiba Jagirdar. So this book is co-written by these two authors, and yeah, I am excited to start reading this. Last book I have to show you. I think I have still two more books that I can't find, but my camera battery, so my books just fell down. Yeah, this is the last book I have to show you. This is The Bell Jar, and this is the illustrated edition. I pretty much bought this because it had illustrations. These are all the books I have to show you for my recent book mail. I hope you enjoyed me talking to you about all the books I received lately. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot and also helps in motivating me to make more videos. I hope you have a great day or week ahead, and I will see you in my next video.